those tuning in, the views expressed here are solely of that of the creator. All right. Well, episode 2. That time. Change input testing and stuff. Just another random ass week. So start off with a couple things off of Twitter that passes this feed. Semi blind with that. There we go. One being Logan Paul. Y'all know who he is. If not, you've been living on a rock. Um, and everything else. The other thing about it is there's different ways that you can kind of look at this. The way that I tend to see are from a and without any. So, with that being said, Iffy. With that being said, I don't care, if you're a CEO or an owning company. It's always good to see when people stick up for their brand, no matter what it is. Logan Paul, him and KSI both own Prime. Now, I haven't tried Prime. I'm not going to try Prime because to me it's another energy drink type stuff. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, both kind of in the norm. So, with that, it's always interesting when people have these, what I would like to call far-fetched style claims, where they say, "Oh, well, this has this much caffeine," and blah 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 blah, and then they come out and say, "No, this has this and this and this." Where, like, I think there was people saying Mountain Dew kills sperm because of yellow 5. I can tell you that's 100% false. I got 4 kids myself. You do the determination for it, all right? I mean, it's not like you're drinking spermicide within Mountain Dew. That'd be a little weird. So the first thing we're going to cover is the criticism of Prime Energy, and we're going to dive deeper into what was announced earlier in the week with Destiny. I'm actually kind of curious about this. Afterwards, we'll dive into the world of, just other things. Paul, uh, Paul stated, I'm gonna. So, Logan Paul, if you don't know, he's the co-owner of Prime Energy, also a star and gifted in all, and everything that he does within it. Um, Also, one thing I can say is I've seen do quite a lot within a short. But here you can see he's on Fox Business talking, and this is early in the week. I'm like, all right, there's somebody sticking up for the brand. I didn't mention no audio. That is on me. I do apologize. But here we go. And those that are, this is recorded on, while I'm live to you. This is recorded while I'm live to Kick, D-Live, Trovo, Twitch, and you know, and is uploaded to YouTube and Spotify and Rumble because I'm diversifying my content everywhere. So to recap, this is Logan Paul kind of fun and people saying, "Hey, your drink has more caffeine than this." Is like, realistically, just listen.
It has 200 milligrams of caffeine, and that's nothing revolutionary or out of the ordinary. It's the same amount as Gatorade's Fast Twitch. It's the same amount as Celsius, and even less, 100 milligrams less than Bang Energy. What we're doing is comparable to every other competitor in the market. And like I said, we've done a good job, as best a job as we can, at differentiating our products. And the next level of scrutiny, to be honest, would need to be from the retailer.
Okay.
An example I could give you is, in the US, we've deemed alcohol generally as unsafe for young adults under the age of 21. So what do? Retailers ID them at the point of purchase to make sure they're of age to buy the product. If we think caffeine is as unsafe as people are saying, and by the way, caffeine's in your tea, it's in your soda, it's in your chocolate. But if we think it's really as unsafe as some of these politicians are saying, and if people like Chuck Schumer really cared, then why aren't we controlling this at the point of purchase? It has 200 milligrams of caffeine.
It brings up a damn good point on that. Like, you have politicians or people who've lost touch with reality on just about everything within, the US and stuff. And I don't care if any political entity is listening to this, because quite frankly, you all have lost touch with reality with everybody on every single side. Democrat, Republican, Independent, you name it. I don't care who you are. In the realm of politics in DC for 10 plus years, and you're not seeing that you've lost touch with reality, it's time for you to step away and go get a regular job again so you can get back in touch with your constituents that you once represented. Because right now, and I'm only speaking to the US, as I bring people on from different parts of the world like Belgium and maybe over in Ireland, depending wherever. I can speak about the crap that their government's doing and how bad of a job that they're doing. But here in the US, I can only speak of what I see. So, and if you ask me who I'm going to vote for in 2024, I'm not going to tell you. I can tell you straightforward, it'll be whomever aligns with what I want. I'll tell you straightforward, I didn't vote for, Trump in 2020. I didn't vote for Biden in 2020. I wrote my vote in. General James C. Mattis and Kanye West. Because if you really want to have a circus go up in DC, where it's the biggest circus of all, why not have two spectrums? One military, one music. One can state, the music area can speak to the people, and the military can speak to the military. That's why I voted the way I did. So, and it goes without saying, like, do your due diligence, do your research, and ensure that you're doing everything correct. Moving on from that, that was one of the first ones I wanted to touch on. The second thing. Y'all haven't seen who the voice actor for Zavala on Destiny 2 is. Y'all, you're kind of missing out. Like, I still play Destiny 2. It's not one of my core essential type games. Like, if it was to, shut down or something better comes out, then I'll play it. But as you can see, behind me and those who are listening that can't see it, I have posters, I have stuff up. I'm still trying to get the remaining of what I want to get on the collection purchased here in the other room, and then on to task of reorganizing this again. Because I'm insane, and why not? But Mr. Keith David better known for his work with Arbiter, the Halo franchise, and also several other films and a multitude of games. Is now.
Hi, I'm Keith David, and I am honored to continue the great work of Lance Reddick as Zavala. One of the great qualities of Zavala that really attracts me is his integrity and his sense of family. And I thought that Lance captured that wonderfully. And it is my intention to continue that work and to continue to bring that kind of integrity to the role. To all the fans, thank you for your support. Thank you for welcoming me into this family. Let's just continue to make this a great experience. Thank you.
Now I did, kind of get taken aback whenever was he was the voice of Zavala that's going to be replacing Lance Reddick. Because while a lot of people know of Lance's works mainly within Destiny and the Horizon series, several people don't understand the impact he had on film. So it's always good to see different people branching out and essentially picking up the mantle where it needs to be picked up. Now whether or not they're able to actually get the reverb correct on Zavala's voice, have to wait and see. Now I'm kind of eager to see where he goes forth and everything. I mentioned this last week, and if I didn't, I do apologize. Finally have a team for the Reprise raid for Destiny 2, or whatever raid's coming out on September 1st. I will not be doing a world's first try because it's a Reprise raid. I want to try for a world's first on the next new raid, and why not? I'm ambitious. I've always been, that type of person to be a bit ambitious, and it's a good way to kind of like challenge myself and everybody else. But I know the type of teams that I go against every single time that I go through those raids. Delta Greppo's team, Vlad's, Dado, the titans within this industry. Lupo, Gathalion, freaking Leopard, Grenadier Jake, titans within this and within the game. So just naming a handful. That's what I'll be doing whenever that raid comes out on September. Now, until certain things come about, and until certain thresholds and that, I wouldn't even say metrics, until certain results and stuff have been met. Escape from Tarkov, I will not stream it on stream. One, this fight's a little too short. Two, Armored Core 6 drops at the end of this month, and I'm gonna say it again every single time. Three, I'm knee deep in Diablo 4, so that's that. But with Tarkov, I'm already streaming to multiple places. I don't need that focus to be broken across the board, and it's why I'm just gonna cater solely on it offline. It kind of puts me at ease a little because I don't have to worry about 30,000 things going on once, and then all I gotta do is just focus on it. And if y'all are curious, hey, this is like one of the most random type of podcasts or stream find and everything else. If y'all have never seen the show Boondocks, fine, it would like if it was to air today, it'd get canceled like that. Very, very crude humor. I find it hysterical, especially with some of the characters in there. Huey, Dewey, their grandfather, Uncle Ruckus, Stink Mater, the little lawyer dude, all of them. They're hysterical. There's one episode and one scene where I think it's Dewey. I think the little kid with the braids. I don't know the name, but I remember this scene, and this kind of caters into exactly what I'm saying. It was talking about if you throw a chair when there is a dispute, there will always be a fight. Well, Boondocks called that many years ago when there was the Alabama brawl, and there's a dude swinging a freaking chair around, and I'm like, this scripted? Because it looks exactly like it was off of the Boondocks. It's a good it's always interesting to see things get called out ahead of time before it happens. Perfect example, The Simpsons. Look at how many items that they were displaying and how many items came true. It's always one of those notions like, all right, I see you. I see you. Interesting little tidbit there, but okay. Family Guy is Family Guy. South Park is South Park. Like, if you grew up watching South Park, you know nothing to. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you grew up watching South Park, realistically, nothing to. I know I actually got water for the first time. Shocking. Normally, I don't drink water on stream or even doing anything. But yes, I'm fine. It's back in February. I cut out all Mountain Dew for the majority of what I consume. I think there's been maybe a couple times that I've actually been drinking stream from eating Taco Bell. And that just, for the most part, I don't drink Mountain Dew anymore. And people thought I had a stroke or something like that whenever that happened. I'm like, no, no, just seeing how much I was consuming and how much it was costing, and figured why not? Because with the rise of inflation and everything, increasing from gas to electric to water to your homeowner's insurance, your rent, your mortgage, unless you're locked in at a rate. Everything is increasing, and I don't know why. People say the economy is good, but compare the bills from 2 years ago. This one's a little bit harsher. We'll dive into that topic a whole another day. All right. Hey, raise your hand if you ever gotten this message. Hi, I don't mean to bother your time, but I just swung by your stream, and I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a professional graphic design and artist. I can create custom panels and emotes and badges and stuff like that for your channel. Please hit me up because my prices are reasonable and affordable, and I would love to show my work. Yeah, about that. It was warm. Oh no, it was on like I got a message on Instagram, and it's an area I don't use all too much. Let's see. their handle straight up says, you know, exactly what they are. And I just entertained it because why not? I'm not gonna state their name or show it. But they said, "Hey mate, what's up?" I said, "Not much." "Oh, why, bro? Are you a gamer?" I was like, "Why? What?" And yes, I'm a gamer. Great. I'm also a. They couldn't spell gamer. Um, asked if I stream. They asked if I could see your my channel. So what I did is I put my my bio.link and everything. And they said, "By the way, do you want any graphic stuff for your channel?" Because they're literally going message. And I'm like, it drives me crazy whenever it's literally like if you were to type out on Messenger word for word, they go a word, you type in a, enter, world, enter, cross, enter, the cross, enter, road, enter. It would read 5 different messages. A squirrel across the road. Instead, it started really making me mad because they weren't condensing it all down, and it's like, dude, come on. That's just one of them. Like, I'll get messages from artists with that in quotation marks. Use same worn out MLG esports notion. It's like, that's not what people are using these days. It's not. It's just not. So if you're a graphic design artist out there, step your game up. I'm just telling you right now. Stop using the worn out logos that we all know and we all can identify. Oh, you got that from them. Like one of my moderators who's tuning in now, I'm gonna just pick on you for example. Like if they were to send me a screenshot of their works or something like that, like an artist sends me a screenshot of like a ninja or something like, oh well, you either got that from Black Ninja Y or somebody like that or B Ninja or something like that. It's like, come up with some originality. Stop using the worn out format that we all can see through. Like seriously, it gets repetitive, boring, and old. Stop using it. Like seriously. You don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm a professional graphic designer, but I have these templates of 15 other streamers that say, oh, I like this." Reason why they said I like this is so they can get you to shut up. For me, I'm gonna tell you, it's not what I'm looking for. But if I have somebody that's looking for this, I will put you in contact with them. I'm true to that word. I've actually put 3 other artists that I've taken a look at their portfolio, and yes, I do ask them to send me a link. Not a bunch of stuff, but a link of their portfolio. So I can click that, open it, and scroll and be like, okay, this one's good. This one I would touch up on. This one's decent. Oh, you got animated overlays. That one's a little choppy. That one's smooth. This. Because I'm very intuitive with what I want to use, with what I feel would resonate well with me. And so far, I've had none except one artist who did like a little color palette gradient fill on one of my older logos back in the day. And I've seen the work that she has done for other artists and stuff like that, and I will be using her whenever I get the ability to rebrand and stuff. Because when you want to talk about originality and you want to talk about that impact that you need, that you must have, don't use the same stuff that 30,000 other people out there. Because if you were to take a look at how many people are in live streaming today and how many people actually have their own logo versus people who have similar logos, the percentage of the original logos is less than 1% of the entire industry. And I'm talking about not a not a portrait photo. I'm talking about a logo. Like, for example, those who can't see it, but a logo. Simple, effective, branding, very easy. That right there is an FG. It's two simple letters. Stands for Freedom Gamers. It's the community that I'm ahead of and everything else. But if you're sitting there as an artist and you're curious as to why nobody's wanting your artwork, take a step back and realize that your art might not be as impactful as you make it out to be. And this isn't a knock to artists. Trust me. I respect the hell out of, anybody who will sit there and create a digitized item and try to, market it. Because trying to market stuff in this day and age with this economy is rough. But before we digress, let me say one thing about this. If you are using an artist and they come up with drafts and stuff and they send it to you, like, is this what you want? Don't steal it. Pay your artist first so they can send you the final product. And then you own all warranty and rights to what they send you, because if they have a watermarker, it's for good reason. Because that watermarker is to protect them. And you haven't paid for the final product. You've only paid for the initial. Once you have paid everything in full, utilize it. That's my TED talk on graphic design artists. All right. I keep seeing this pop up on my timeline time and time and time again. And this is no easy way to say, especially with those who are over on Twitch. You can have all the CCV in the world. You can have everything go your way. You can have the subs. You can have the bits. You can have the followers. You can have every single metric for your path to partnership completed and outweighed 10, 20, 30 fold. And still get denied. They say, we value you, welcome you to the partnership program, but we need to evaluate how your community is. Be the most positive streamer, the most positive influencer, the most positive creator that ever existed. Fact of the matter is, somebody's declining you for something. And I've been, and I lurk in a lot of people's channels. I've been in those channels where there are 1,500 to 5,000 people talking. And this person, who by all rights should be a partner. And y'all, if you don't know my stance on Twitch, I have my own harsh personal feelings about Twitch. Okay? And it has to do with the person who's in charge of their partnership program for that reason. But if you have somebody who outweighs and outshines everything for the partnership program and you are still denying them, that's wrong. The partner, 250,000 followers, mind you. I see, they posted on Twitter, excuse me, another denial letter. They applied to partner for partner in the partnership program 8 times. Not once, not twice, 8 times, with analytics to back up everything. They applied whenever they first hit 50K, then 60, then 100, then 120, then 150, 175, 190, and again at 225,000 followers, blowing the CCV requirement out of the water, blowing the chatters requirement out of the water, all of that. I'm seeing Twitch staff in there. I've seen global moderators in there asking why he's not a partner. Simple question is, I'm not the one that makes those decisions. Somebody else's. And I don't know why they don't like me. Keep in mind, episode 1, I kind of covered a little basis of you know, how the industry should do better. Going back to the Mixer days with the experience on Mixer. Yeah. Just if you put 2 and 2 together, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So my thing is, you are somebody who has several 100,000 followers and several thousand people watching, and your chat's flying. There's not a single, inkling where you're view botting or so, because I'll tell you straightforward, 5,000 plus people talking, you can even have it on a delay. That chat's flying. And that chat is still flying. It's like whenever I would just kind of see different streams, I'll even bring up some bigger guys, Lupo Shroud and XQC. Even though they had a 5-second delay, their chat was still flying like a hell. And for me to see that person with over 250,000 followers, 5,000 plus viewers, and chatting, tells me that they're not view botting. And it's not just, one little letter words either, or one word sentences, full out sentences. He's like, I can't read that. It's going, extremely fast, like almost FTL. Which we'll dive on that here in a second. But it's at the point where it's like, do y'all care about your creators that you're only selecting the very select few for your partner program, or are you true in your word? Because for me, it seems like they only select, people that they like, which is wrong. Okay. This one's a little different. Now, I streamed. I finally got you now to register with the live stream. I had to open up Streamlabs OBS. Yes, I shuddered. Asking for an RTMP server URL link. Those that don't know what an RTMP server URL link is, I don't know what RTMP stands for, but I know it's up for you can have a slight delay on things. And it's also used within Restream and the way that I push out multiple areas to Twitch, Trovo.live, and you now is the only one that is on Streamlabs OBS or Slobs, because they do not have an RTMP link. Here's why you need it. Because they go off of FTL, which stands for faster than light. This is what we had on Mixer. Excuse me. I basically asked, hey, y'all have an RTMP URL so that I can set up multi-streaming the way that I do multi-streaming? No, I'm just kind of giving a context of what I sent. Like I said, thanks for reaching out to our team. We're happy to help. We use FTL for streaming and not RTMP. So there is no RTMP in just URL. Right then and there, I was like, okay. They further went and said OBS and XSplit natively support FTL. I know this because of how long I've been in this industry. A server must appear automatically on the latest OBS versions. Please make sure to expand the list of all available services. Or you can just have an FTL link that I can use with the stream key to supplement the RTMP link. Furthermore, I'm very well aware on what Section 11 within Twitch's TOS is, which means I can't simulcast. Yet, I would love for this to be challenged. Because I'm getting no money on Twitch. I'm making them no money. I'm making $0 whatsoever. So why would you restrict me, a non-affiliate and a non-partner, from being able to diversify my content even further than what I want to do? I followed up saying this does and does not help with the issue that I'm asking about. I know you now utilizes FTL, even though there is a slight 1 to 1.5 second delay. That's not FTL. Faster than light means I can see light and it should be faster than that. Laser speed, which means instant. And the way that I set up my multi-streaming is way different than using Restream. I actually use a plugin on OBS. And it's pretty simple because I can stop and start the streams as I see fit. And another thing that I'm very curious on is why. Why would you restrict your creators to be able to stream for only 6 hours at a time? Those who know how I do my charity streams, they range from anywhere from 12 to 18, 24, even longer. And God forbid I'm doing a day one raid, and I happen to be alive longer than 24 hours. I am not going to restart the stream if it's, cut off after 6 hours. All I'm going to say is, oh, hey, the stream's ending. Here's where you can tune in for more. Pretty simple. I mean, if you had it set for an 8-hour duration, that's fine because that's typically, 8-hour workday, 8-hour streams. Pretty simple. All right. Now to ask the big question about what are we calling it? Are we calling it X or are we still calling it Twitter? I am still forever going to call it Twitter. It could rebrand to, or it could rename to something completely asinine. I am still going to call it Twitter because that's Twitter. All right, we're still tweeting. But if we're gonna call it something else, because it's X, what are we calling it? Are we calling it Zeets Sheets? Are we calling it X Heats? And my mother raised a question. Are we calling it Twix? Are we left Twix or right Twix? With the way that people are very divisive on social media, there is a left side and a right side on things. And it's like pick a side, but it's always fascinating to me whenever people sit there and try to further divide people. And I'm the one that's able to have an intelligent conversation without jumping down. There was a time where myself and Gathalion were actually disputing, disagreeing on something. Neither one of us got hostile. Neither one of us got ugly. We just don't see eye to eye on certain things, and I respect what he what he had to say, what I had to say. It's amazing here in 2023, grown adults can still have a cordial conversation on social media. Maybe some other people should do the same. But I digress. So that's about it for what I've seen this. Let me let y'all in on something as to what I'll be doing soon. I'm not that type of person that just likes idle. Don't like static overlays. Why you see animated overlays and alerts and graphics. It's the goals themselves may be static, but once something happens, they increase. That's the camera overlay is very simple. It's MV, but it's an always been that way since I was doing creating montages for people back in the day within stuff from older claims that are no longer here, people that I used to game with and lost that passion. I'll tell you straightforward, you make those connections, you want to hold on to them. You don't want to lose them. You want to ensure that no matter what you do, click. No matter what their views are. I'm set in my ways. But I will respect people. They are. I'm that type of person where I'm old school. I don't have pronouns. I'm a biological male. Now, that's not to be offensive towards anybody listening to this right now. I know some damn good human beings that are part of the LGBTQIA plus community. And I've told them multiple times, if I screw your pronouns up, let me know. Because I'm adult enough and I'm mature enough to say, I messed up. I apologize. Let me, go ahead and correct this. At the end of the day, I'm a human being just like anybody else. We make mistakes. Willing to respect the person, wanting to do better for everybody around them and for themselves. That right there will ensure your respect to me, and I will 100% respect you on everything. Willing to accept that some people have made mistakes within anything, willing to actually own up to those mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. I've messed up in my life. Like, I've tried, one thing, I fell flat on my face. I tried another. I had a little bit of success. It plateaued out. And it's just, one of those things that go through life always just a narrow path and never looking left or right or trying to see people's perspectives. I don't think you can grow as a decent human. That's just my honest opinion. But if you want to know more about that, that's a discussion for a later day, and I'd be more than happy to have that with people. And again, this is no way, shape, or form to degrade, demean, or diminish other people in any way, shape, or form. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to look out for the people to my left, look out for the people to my right. It's how I am. That's how I was raised. If I call you friend, wear that like a badge of honor. Because it means I will go to hell and back and to war and back for you. That little tangent was personal from the heart and other stuff. Next week, I am going to be bringing on my first guest on the podcast. And I'm going to keep that one a secret. But we are going to dive into a deep, deep topic. When does it go from trolling to too far? Y'all are going to want to stay tuned for this, because after I'm done with that, I am going to make a short little YouTube series on what you need to do and what laws protect you in this event. That's what I'm going to do. I already have the format and everything, set in stone, so it's an easy upload. But my first guest next week should be an interesting one, if he's available. If not, I'm gonna go down the list of people that I want to bring on, and then see how we go from there. But like to see more, check me out over at kick.com/marinevetearn, Trovo.live/marinevetearn, dlive.tv/ and younow.com/ because that is where I am live Monday through Saturday in an hour where this podcast is done. So then, you guys be awesome. I'll catch you next time. Got some more randomness and more stuff throughout the week. Oh, later.